The United States has long been the world's economic superpower, but recent events have raised serious concerns about the stability of its financial future. But wait a second, before we discuss why the US is playing with fire, make sure you like and subscribe to never miss the latest developments in the world economy. Right then, let's get back to it. The US debt ceiling crisis is a current issue of concern for the country's economy and financial stability. In recent weeks, the US reached its $31.4 trillion debt limit, and since then, the Treasury has been taking extraordinary measures to avoid default, and with good reason. If the US were to default on its debt, the country risks economic and financial catastrophe that will be felt across the entire world economy. A default by the US government would have far-reaching consequences for the world economy, as the US is the largest economy in the world, and its financial stability is crucial for global financial stability. A default would cause a sharp decline in the value of the US dollar, which would trigger a massive sell-off of US Treasury bonds by foreign investors. This would lead to a sharp increase in US interest rates, making it more expensive for the government to borrow money and further exacerbating the crisis. The US dollar is the world's primary reserve currency, and a sharp decline in its value would have a ripple effect on other countries, especially those that hold large amounts of US dollar-denominated assets. For example, many countries hold US Treasury bonds as a safe haven asset, and a sharp decline in the value of these bonds would result in significant losses for these countries. This could certainly trigger a financial crisis in these countries. The impact of a US default on the world economy would not be limited to just financial markets. It would also have a significant impact on global trade, as a sharp decline in the value of the US dollar would make US exports more expensive and reduce demand for them. This, in turn, would reduce economic activity in the US, leading to a decrease in employment and income and a decrease in consumer spending. The decrease in consumer spending would reduce demand for goods and services, which would further reduce economic activity, creating a vicious cycle. A US default would also have a major impact on the global banking system, as many banks hold large amounts of US Treasury bonds and other US dollar-denominated assets. A sharp decline in the value of these assets would result in significant losses for these banks, which would reduce their ability to lend money to businesses and consumers. This would reduce economic activity and trigger a financial crisis in the banking sector. So, to summarize, the US debt ceiling crisis is a major concern for the world economy, and a US default would have far-reaching consequences for global financial stability, trade, and the banking sector. The US government must take action to raise the debt ceiling and avoid a default, which would have a devastating impact on the world economy. The global community must work together to find a solution to the crisis, as the stability of the world economy is of utmost importance. Make sure you like and subscribe to never miss a future crisis warning.